We'll start with Donald Wine from Stars and Stripes. Donald, you should be able to unmute your microphone now.
Thank you, Chris. Sam, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy New Year. Take me. I want to talk about this camp for a little bit because there's like a few layers here with the competition. You obviously have this camp with the U23s. Then there's the fact that some of you guys will stick around to remain with the men's national team when this camp breaks in a week or so. And then there's Olympic qualifying and being a part of that team. So how do you balance all that? And what is your primary focus as you enter yet another January camp?
Yeah, I mean, my ultimate goal is just to be in camp the whole time, as many camps as I can be in. And obviously this is a good camp for a lot of guys because it's a mix of U23s and the men's national team. So yeah, my goal is just to be in every U23 or men's national team camp I can be in, and that I'm available for. So that yeah, I think that's the goal for this year. Try and be in as many camps as I can.
Thank you, Donald. Next up, we'll have Brian Scaretta from American Soccer Now. Brian, you're going to meet your line.
Thank you very much, Sam. My question for you is how confident is this group knowing that like the stop-start nature of this cycle and knowing that this team has come up short the last two times it's tried to qualify for the Olympics? You know, what is the source of confidence you have and how important do you feel it is for the program to get to the Olympics and discuss like the importance of the task at hand? Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an important year for us. Obviously, the Olympics is a big thing, especially for us young guys trying to make a mark, trying to get into the first team. So I think it'll be a good opportunity this whole year. You know, we obviously need to get through qualifiers and hopefully win enough games to get qualified for Tokyo. But yeah, it's a huge opportunity for a lot of guys and a lot of young guys, such as myself, to establish ourselves in the full men's team.
Thank you, Brian. A reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand using the reaction button. Next up, we'll have Charles Bowen from MLSsoccer.com. Charles, you should be able to unmute your line. That work for you?
I think so. You guys can hear me okay? Hey, Sam, I was wondering if you could speak on how you feel about this phase of your career, what 2020 meant for you, where you want to get in your next phase, not just with the Olympic squad, but with your club team, maybe what your next phase of ambition is.
Yeah, obviously 2020 was a big year for me. I got to play all the games with my club team, and I had 2 caps with the full team. So it was definitely a good year for me. I got to get to know the guys on the national team, get to know Greg and the staff pretty well. And obviously coming into this camp, we're hoping to keep that moving forward. Obviously for my career, you just you don't know what's coming up next in your career. You just have to keep working hard, and I just got to keep performing at the club level and the international level as well as I can. So yeah, that's pretty much the goal for this next year is to stay in with the men's national team and hopefully get a lot of games in my club team as well.
If I could ask a follow-up also, you've worked with 2 national team coaches now. Could you give us any insight into the tactical work, many of the things you guys have been focusing on? We've seen the senior team has done a little bit more pressing and incorporated that into their work. Is that a topic for you guys as well, and how do those 2 squads compare in that sense?
Yeah, of course. The 23s men's national team is really similar in style. Obviously, you have Jason, who's been in with Greg in the last 2 camps I was in. So he's been in with Greg. He's been his assistant throughout last few camps. So he knows the style and the play, how we want to play with the men's team. So he's been incorporating it with the 23s as well.
Thank you, Charles. Next up, we'll have John Babiak from SB Nation, Colorado. John, you should be able to unmute your line now.
Hi, Sammy. Happy New Year to you. Congratulations on another camp. 2 questions for you. Anyone in particular, player-wise, that you go to, turn to seek out some counsel, some advice on how to improve your play in that left back position? And then second part is, given you've had, some camp experience now, Coach just raved about you on all the positives, but knowing that you're still developing and growing, are there things that you want to show in this camp to Jason et al. On where you're improving, where you've taken some good lessons, and you're stepping up your practice and your play? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, can you repeat the first part of the question?
Who do you turn to, whether on the U23 team or on the senior team, player-wise, to seek out some advice, to seek some counsel, to kind of be under their wing, so to speak?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, the center backs, Aaron Long and Walker Zimmerman, those two guys are really helpful for me. They're really nice guys, and if you have any questions about anything, honestly, you just go to them and they'll help you get an answer to whatever you need. So those two guys are definitely two guys that I really look up to, and they've helped me a lot with the national team. So far.
And then what are you working on?
I've just been working on since last camp. After the camp, they tell you what you need to work on for the next time they see you. And from last camp, they wanted me to go forward more and help in the attack more. So I've been working positionally on how to get up the field and help our team get some goals and get assists and help the team as well as I can. But also defensively, just being in the right position. So. Yeah, I think overall it's just attacking and helping the team get more production in the final third.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Next up, we'll have Carlos Eustace from Telemundo. Carlos, you should be able to unmute your line now.
Thank you, Gabe. Can you hear me? Hey, Chris, thank you, Sam. Sometimes some things become a blessing in disguise, and in March of last year, Sam, you were not on that list. Now you are. Now you're fighting for that spot for the Olympics. How does that make you feel, and how do you think you took advantage of that gap that unfortunately COVID brought to this for you to be on this camp?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's fortunate enough for me that last year was a good year for me. And I got to be in with the men's team a few times, so I think that helped me, kind of see how it is to be with the men's national team, how it would be if I was with the 23s for the Olympics. So I think it was a big step for me last year just to be in, it's a fortunate situation, like you said, but I took advantage, and I've been working hard the past year to try and cement a spot, hopefully with this 23 team for the Olympics. I've just been working really hard, and we'll see what happens for the Olympics.
Thank you, Carlos. Now we'll have our final question from Michele Giannone. Michele, your line should be unmuted now.
There you go. Thanks, Chris. Hi, Sam. Thanks for doing this. Well, a little bit of a follow-up. You were in the 2019 January camp. Now you're here. Talk us about, you play in a position that is very wide open, the left back, contrary to the right back positions where there's incredible competition. What have you do during this year under Jason and Greg to make sure that you are in that competition for that left back position, that it's still very much up in the air? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I've just taken in as much information as I could throughout every camp that I've been in. It's a lot of stuff to bring in, and a lot of ways that they want you to play. And I think it suits the way I play. So, since January and since the last camp, I think I've learned a lot of the style of play and what he wants from us outside backs. So I've just been working hard, working on that, even with my club team. I've been working as hard as I can to, stay in this position, stay, in the pool of men's national team players. And it hasn't been easy. I mean, there's a lot of people trying to get in with this men's national team. So, I've just been working hard this past year, and, hopefully this year I can stay with the team and hopefully with the 23s.